Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Flicks for Play. Today we're going to do another pack tutorial. We're specifically going to look at the new pack called Manchester B. So we will take a look at the players, analyze them, regards their skills, also their stats, and some recommendation how to train them. So let's take a look at the current player set. We have players like De Bruyne, Moraes, Foden, Stones, Haaland, Silva, Alvarez, and Akanji. All right. So now let's take a look at the players. All right. So as described, let's start with De Bruyne. All right, so De Bruyne overall is a pretty decent player in this game. He is a creative playmaker, which means he will create chances through passing. And as you can see here, we have a pretty decent player, specifically in the passing and the finishing stats. Now, I recommend the training such as you can see here. Put 9 on shooting to put up the finishing above 80 or 80 and the curl of 90. Curl these days is really kicking in. You are able to finesse from the outside of the goalie area and create some really good goals that way. Then put up passing to 7. Which gives him low pass and lofted pass 91. This is really good. He will be one of the best players in the game to create passes and chances through passes. Furthermore, dexterity I put up to 3 to get the offensive awareness to 80, and lower body strength to increase his kicking power to 90. You will have stamina of 85, but guys, look at the kicking power. Now, you got someone with a curl of 90 and kicking power of 90. So meaning you can really choose between finessing it in or shooting it really hard, because he also has finishing 81. So this guy, De Bruyne, he will be an absolute beast for creating chances with passes, but also shooting long range. Now, looking at his skills, we have skills such as long range drive, long range shooting. As I said, a really good long range shooter. Now, on the passing side, we have one touch pass, through passing, weighted pass, and pinpoint crossing, as well as low lofted pass. He got the whole passing set that you can have, which makes him also a significant change maker in terms of passing. So overall, I highly recommend you to use De Bruyne from the new Manchester B pack. He will be good to play in AMF, but also in CM. All right, so going further to Haaland. Haaland. He is a fox in a box. So meaning he knows where to stand in the goalie area. He will be really good to pass to, especially from the wide open, like crossing, early crosses, because he just knows exactly where to stand. So for that reason, I recommend you to use the following training. Try to get shooting up, because with finishing 90, you can shoot and even head with him in such an efficient way. He will make a lot of goals that way. Now I have increased dexterity to 10. Why? Because I wanted to get offensive awareness up to 90. Now in the combination with fox in the box and offensive awareness of 90, that will create the possibility of him again to stand exactly where he's supposed to stand. in terms of crossing chances, but also short passes into the goalie area. Furthermore, I increased lower body strength to get speed to up to 90 and kicking power of 93. So finishing 90 and kicking power 93, guys, this means he will pretty much get most of the shots into the goal around the goalie area. And I increased the aerial strength to 4 just to get his jumping up and his physical contact up. So overall, this Haaland card is an absolute must-have if you want to have a attacker, a forward who is going to stay exactly in the box, knows where to stand, and you want to cross the ball over to him to create goals through heading. Looking at skills, you see he has heading. That will boost his 75 heading up. But he also has chip shot control, long range shooting, rising shot. So Haaland is a perfect shooter, especially in combination with his finishing 90 and kicking power. Besides that, he has acrobatic finish, which is also pretty good. First time shot, which is really useful as an attacker. And super sub in case you don't want to bring him as in your starting formation. All right, jumping to the next one. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva is a decent card in this game, especially when you look at his dribbling stats. So what I've done here is, as he is a creative playmaker, usually you should increase his passing stats. His passing stats are decent, but what really makes a difference with him is his ball control and his dribbling. So that's why I put dribbling up to 7 and passing up to 8 just to get in the mid 80 stat area. Furthermore, I increased shooting to 6 just to get this curl above 80 and the finishing close to 80. Lastly, I put 6 into dexterity. Why? Because you want to increase the offensive awareness, but specifically you want to get the 90 in balance. Balance is so important in this game. It is important for dribbling, it is important for shooting, especially curls, but it is also important for the passing. So overall, in terms of stats, Bernardo Silva is a decent player. There are better players out there, but he's definitely pretty good. Now, looking at the skills, he has plenty of dribbling skills such as sombrero or scissor feint, Scotch move, but he has also the long range shooting skills. Furthermore, he has through passing, pinpoint crossing, and low lofted pass. So Bernardo is a pretty decent balanced player with the one little tip on the iceberg, which is he is a good dribbler. Now, going to Foden. Foden is a crazy player in this game, guys. He moves different, he creates a lot of chances. For me, an absolute must-have. Now, looking at this card, he is a creative playmaker in this case. What I have done here is, I have increased his shooting to 7, just to get the finishing up to 80, and the curl around 80. This card specifically is not the best in shooting, but having finishing at 80 and curl 79 is still pretty good. Now the passing, I increased it by 8, which means he has a good low passing. Lofted passing is almost 80, so he also can create chances through passing. Now the important part is this dribbling. With dribbling 8, you will be able to increase his ball control, dribbling, and tight possession above 90 each. That makes him a really, really good dribbler. Foden generally moves like a gazelle, so you walk with him or you run with him right and left and change directions, and defenders have a hard time to get his ball. Now, dexterity increased by 2 just to get the offensive awareness up to 80 and the balance up to 85. As I said, balance is really important. And finally, the lower body strength with 8. That is basically just to increase his speed and kicking power above 80. Now, in terms of skills, he has double touch, one of the most important, or maybe the most important dribbling skill in this game. He has cut behind, one touch pass makes him a good passer, through passing, weighted pass, and low lofted pass. So even though he doesn't have the highest passing stats, all of these 4 pass skills will make him a really, really good passer. You can use him as an AMF, LMF, RMF, and also SS. This guy is, an all-arounder in terms of positioning in the midfield. Now, looking at Stones. For me, Stones is a quite interesting card. You can level up his defending all above 90. You increase his aerial strength to above 80, which is, to be honest, not the best for a defender, but still good enough. And you increase passing. Now he is a build-up, and that's exactly how his stats are built. He has good dribbling, a really good dribbling for a defender, actually. He got really good passing, and he got good heading. His defensive skills are all above 90, and jump and physical contact are above 80 or 80. So Stones is an interesting option if you want to have a proper build-up player, but I believe there are better players out there, such as De Ligt or Upamecano. Now, in terms of skills, you can see that they really put in some passing skills like weighted pass and low lofted pass. On the other hand, they also have increased interception and sliding tackle. I don't think he has a good skill set. For example, heading is missing, aerial superiority, like some important defensive skills. So, do I recommend him? I think he is a good option, but I would not put him into the starting 11. Now, Alvarez. I was pretty little bit disappointed with this card. So he's a deep lying forward, which usually means you need a player like Harry Kane, who has very high offensive awareness and good passing, but extremely good shooting. Now he is a very, let's say, balanced player. You can play him in any kind of position because through that training, you will increase almost all of the important attacking stats above 80, but there's not a single stat that really points out a lot. So he is missing some offensive awareness. He is missing some finishing. Yeah, and the only thing that is really high for him is actually the acceleration, which for a deep lying forward is not that necessary. Now, in terms of the skill set, you see he has some dribbling like Marseille turn, but then he has a long range shooting, which is good, dripping shot, rising shot, first time shot, one touch pass, through passing, and pinpoint crossing. So he is a passing and shooting expert, but his passing and shooting is not the best. So that's why I say I'm a little bit disappointed with his card. And lastly, Akanji. Akanji is a destroyer, as you can see here already. Now, what I have done with Akanji is I put 12 into defending to get his tackling and aggression up, and 8 into aerial strength. When you look at his card, you will see he is really good in a CB, but I don't think that's enough, to be honest. He got good skills like heading, weighted pass, and man marking interception, acrobatic clearance, and aerial superiority, such and as well blocker. So the skill set is really good as a center back, but his stats are just not shining. So in my opinion, Akanji is not really worth getting. Anyway, in my opinion, there are, I would say, two players who are absolutely outstanding. It's De Bruyne and Foden, and as well, actually three, Haaland. If you get any of these three players, then you are set to have a really, really good team and a really good foundation for the new season. Anyway, guys, if you have any suggestions or comments, please write in the comments section. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. We will continue with these tutorials. Looking forward to see you, and take care. Peace.